For my presentation, I will be discussing pollution in the form of marine debris, but I will mostly focus on the eastern garbage patch in the Pacific Ocean. So this is just a list of the few things that I will be addressing in my presentation. So I'll be talking about the history of marine debris in the Pacific, what the garbage patch is, where the garbage patch is, how the garbage patch happened, why the garbage patch is important, and what can be done about the garbage patch. So to get started, marine debris are a global problem that has been affecting everyone and everything for quite a while. It affects the environment, ecosystems, our economy, fishing, navigation, health, and even our safety. Marine debris come in various forms, like cigarette butts, fishing nets, plastic bottles, plastic bags, and all of these things have a detrimental impact on ecosystems because it can degrade natural habitats, it can entangle animals, and animals can ingest them. So, this is an area in the Pacific Ocean that is made up of litter. While higher concentrations of litter items can be found in this area, along with other debris such as fishing nets, most of the debris is actually small pieces of floating plastic that you can't really see by your naked eye. One of the things that is interesting about this area is that it's difficult to estimate the size of these patches because the borders and the content constantly change with the ocean and the wind. So this garbage patch lies in the area between Hawaii and California. There are other garbage patches of all different sizes, shapes, and compositions, and as you can see by the picture, there are garbage patches all over the world, but this one in particular is well known amongst scientists and researchers. So this garbage patch appeared in the ocean because they are within an area where debris just naturally accumulates due to atmospheric and oceanic forces like the wind, waves, and ocean currents, which automatically just push the debris into these particular areas where they eventually get trapped and they build up over time. Another thing that I found to be interesting was the fact that the debris is continuously mixed by the wind and the waves, and this causes the debris to be widely dispersed over an area, and the way that it moves is kind of like a cyclone. It just spins, and this was kind of cool because it's not stationary. It's just constantly rotating, and it moves and it changes form. So various species of birds and fish live in this area of debris, and they mistake the debris for food. It's not known if the debris is what kills these animals, but their stomachs are filled with plastic and other foreign objects when you cut them open. Some of the debris can also entangle animals and strangle them to death. So with these animals dying off, the whole ecosystem can get affected because food sources might become scarce. It's also known that it's also known that plastic is made up of chemicals, and these chemicals can be toxic when they're broken down or when they're combined with other chemicals. And these plastics and other debris never seem to disintegrate. They might become smaller in size, but they never disappear completely, making the debris an everlasting problem. So cleanup programs can address this issue, but in some areas where there is a high concentration of debris. Marine life are also found living there, which makes skimming the water for tiny plastic debris very risky. Therefore, other cleanup measures need to be taken, like the removal of larger items, because if you remove those items, you're not going to allow them to get smaller in size and to just thrive in the ocean. We can also be a change, and we can make a huge difference by being responsible for all of our own trash on the land as well as in the water. If we just dispose of them properly, that'll make a huge difference. And it's always important to remember that the land and the sea are connected. Recycling is also a huge thing that can make a difference. If we reduce the amount of waste we produce and we reuse items as much as we can and we recycle as much as possible, we're lessening the fact that garbage will end up in the ocean. So these are just a few of the sources that I used. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation.